Pakisabi na lang kung nakikita niyo yung presentation ko.
Yes po, coach. Makikita po.
Okay, goods. Buksan ko lang din tong chat para hindi ko ma-miss yung mga chat ninyo. And buksan ko lang din yung itsura ninyo para just in case baka mayroong mga ah mag-open ng camera para magsalita. Okay, there we go. Okay, sige. So, we'll start muna tayo, no? So, again, everyone, hello. I am Coach RD, and today I'll be talking about hopefully how to pitch your startup, and hope sana matulungan ko kayo and masagot ko lahat ng tanong ninyo kasi pitching is one of the most important things, no? Pagdating sa pag-build ng ating startup, pag-build ng ating kumpanya. So, short introduction. So, na-mention ko kanina, I've been doing this for more than 20 years. I put up my first startup in Chika. That was in 2001, yung chika.com. Sorry, I mean, I was working pala with this startup back in 2000. I put up my first startup in 2001, Piesa.com, but in 2004, I joined Chika, which is one of the first startups here in the Philippines. Kasi I wanted to learn more about how it is to work in startups. So I did work in different startups. Ito in the Philippines, M2Shea is based out of Malaysia. Interchan is based out of Taiwan. Ayana was back here in the Philippines. And then Bob Lee was based out of Singapore. But in 2014, parang gusto ko nang bumalik maging founder ulit. So nung 2014, sumama ako ng isang program called Founder Institute Manila. Parang ganito, parang yung sa inyo, na parang may sessions with mga founders and mentors and coaches para itulungan kayo. So it's a Silicon Valley-based accelerator program na may chapters all over the world. Nag-join ako dito sa Manila program. Nung nandun na ako, na-mention ng mga coaches and mentors na meron akong parang may konting gift ako to be able to coach and help my fellow founders, yung mga kaklase ko. So sabi nila sa akin, pwede ka bang gusto mo mag-mentor? So naging mentor ako doon. Tapos eventually naging director ako ng Founder Institute Manila also. And then during that time, na-meet ko rin yung current na co-founder ko, si Lyle Belen. And sabi niya sa akin, hey, I like what you're doing kasi I was coaching founders. Why don't we do it together? I'm starting an incubator. So he asked me to join. And together we put up Brain Sparks. And Brain Sparks is the first and only than 11 years. Bring Sparks has a sister company called First Asia Venture Capital. So we have a VC firm also. So Brain Sparks, we incubate startups. First Asia, we invest in startups. Kaya may experience din ako in terms of investing din, no? And then back in 2021, parang gusto ko maging founder ulit. So in 2021, I was invited to start another company called NextPay. And NextPay is a fintech company. We were lucky enough to be part of Y Combinator Winter 2021, one of the few in the Philippines. And I'm currently still co-founder and CEO there. And then I also was part of the group that started Manila Angel Investment Network. So this is the parang angel investment network sa Pilipinas or in Manila, no? So bakit ko kinukwento lahat to? Kinukwento ko lahat to kasi gusto ko pakita sa inyo na nagawa ko na yung full spectrum na I started as a founder and then I became an employee in a startup and then I became a mentor and coach for founders and then I became an investor in startups and then I became a founder again. Umikot na sa ng mundo. Yeah, si JDL. Lagi kami naglolokohan ni JDL na we're magkamukha kasi kami. So all over the world lumilipad din kami all over the world para mag-mentor minsan eh. So minsan well, there was one time pumunta ako sa Switzerland and then may mga lumapit sa akin ng mga founders tapos nagpakilala sila akala nila kilala nila ako, hindi ko naman sila kilala. Yung pala ang na-meet nila si Joseph De Leon. Pero dahil magkamukha kami. So ang sabi namin, yun nga, we're brothers from another mother. Oh yeah, Seed Stars Cambodia. He was just there, I think, a few months ago. So so we're both para ambassador to Seed Stars. So that's how we get to coach all over the world. So yep, Joseph De Leon. He was also part of Main as we started Main long time ago. So yun, so yung experience ko is end to end. So I'm hoping na yun yung experience na matutulong ko sa inyo. In fact, ito yung mga startups na in-incubate namin. Yung iba dito baka medyo familiar kayo, baka nakita nyo na before sa mga startup competition or sa balita, ganyan. And then others na medyo unfortunately hindi nag-survive but we were able to help before. So I think kunyari itong Tripkada, if you look at Tripkada, that's also kind of like a traveling startup that we incubated for the longest time. And then marami rin kaming health tech, like kunyari Health Smart was a health tech. Ano pa ba? Empath was health tech, MedHive was health tech. I Want Seats is kind of like travel also. So yeah, we have a lot of experience dealing and working with different type of startups all over the all of the industries, no. And as mentioned, here sa Brain Sparks, what we really want to do is we want to turn dreamers into founders. And the way that we do that is through these four pillars, no. So what we do sa Brain Sparks is we do mentoring and coaching, we do community development by actually working with government and academe like this. And then as mentioned, yung aming incubation program. And then we do innovation programs. It's like mga events, mga corporate innovation. So we also run yung Shell Livewire Accelerator program. We've been running that for Shell Pilipinas for 6 years. And then we also run the largest tech conference in the country today. So for the last 2 years, we've been running Echelon Philippines. Yun yung pinakamalaking conference ng startups dito sa Pilipinas. So kung kailangan yung mag-meet ng mga investors, kung gusto nyo makinig sa mga founders, magto-talk sila, magsasalita sila, this is the best way to do it. Kasi nag invite kami ng mga speakers tsaka investors from all over the world para pumunta dito sa Pilipinas. Sana matulungan din kayo ni CDO Bytes. Baka kung pwede na, alam mo yun, magkaroon kayo ng contingent. Pwede ko kayo bigyan ng libreng tickets pero kayo na bahala makarating ng Manila para at least maka-attend kayo ng event. Mahirap kasi mahal lumipad sa ibang bansa minsan para makapag-meet sa mga investors and startups and other stakeholders. So we help bring them to the Philippines so that they can meet you. Okay? So in all of this experience, nakatulungan ko na yung mga ibang teams and startups na mag-pitch, either manalo ng pitch competition, makapasok sa mga accelerator, incubator, or makakuha ng investment. So talagang may experience na ako in that regard. And ako mismo, para lang klaro sa inyo, baka akala nyo, hindi ko naman, nagtuturo lang, hindi kayang gawin. Ako mismo, nag-pitch na ako. So I've pitched for investment and for pitch competitions. I've won one of the top 100 in Southeast Asia sa pitching competition. But more importantly, we were also able to raise a total of I think over 5 million US dollars for NextPay when we were pitching for money. So again, kinakwento ko lang sa inyo to bakit na nagawa ko na rin, meaning I know what you're going through. I'm a founder myself, but I'm also an investor. So makakwento ko sa inyo kung ano yung itsura from both sides of the table. Kung ano yung hinahanap ng investor and ano yung hinahanap ng founder and vice versa and paano natin ano yun, paano natin mabibridge yung gap na yun. Okay? So, bakit tayo nandito? Why are we here? Kasi we want to talk about pitching. And gusto ko lang maging klaro dun sa mga tao na baka uh, let's let's think about it very simply. Let's think about it from a very fundamental point of view where pitching is just convincing someone about something. By the way, gusto kong mas ano to uh, interactive tong ano natin, tong session natin. Hindi lang yung magsasalita ako tapos makikinig lang kayo So kunyari ngayon, tatanong ko sa inyo, sino nakakakilala kung sino nandito sa picture na to? Interactive tayo guys So dapat nandyan lang kayo. Sino nakakakilala kung sino yung nandito sa picture na to? Wala? Come on. Isa to sa pinaka sikat na TV shows. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung ja. Sorry. Sino? Wala nakakakalala, guys? Tingnan nyo na lang muna. Nare-reflect niyo ba? Baka same actress, no? Pero itong mismong character na pinapakita ko sa inyo sa picture ngayon, so galing to sa Umbrella Academy. Alam niyo yung Umbrella Academy? So yung Umbrella Academy show yon sa Netflix. And parang ang concept ng show is may mga bata na may superpowers, tapos tumanda sila, naging parang superhero team sila, 'di ba? And itong character na to, siya si number 4. And ang superpower niya is every time na magsasalita siya, pero sinabi niya yung words, I heard a rumor that you spilled coffee on your head. Kunyari, sinabi niya yon, basta nagsimula siya sa I heard a rumor, gagawin ng tao yung sinasabi niya. So kunyari, I heard a rumor that you jumped on the bed. Gagawin mo yun. So yun yung special power niya na kaya ko siya nilagay dito sa slide na to. Gusto ko na imagine ninyo na ganun yung superpower ninyo. Na after this session, may ganun kayong superpower na dapat anything you say on stage o while you're pitching, makikinig at maniniwala yung mga tao. Okay? So that is the reason why this is relevant, itong ano na to, totong tao na to, no, and itong picture na to. So, ang next question ko sa inyo is, and napaka-importante nito, guys, sagutin niyo ako. Kailan kayo last kumain sa labas? Kailan kayo last kumain sa restaurant, sa mall, sa fast food? And saan kayo kumain? Paki-type sa chat o kaya pakisabi out loud. Saan kayo kumain sa labas? Kailan kayo kumain sa labas? Guys, naku, sarap. Zarks. Okay, si Jules kumain kahapon sa Zarks. Sino pa? Sino pa, guys? Rib Shack. Naku, masarap din yun. Kahapon din. Okay. Sige, magtatanong tayo. So, kunyari, Sir Paul, kahapon nung nag-Rib Shack, sino nag-decide na kumain kayo sa Rib Shack? Marami ba kayo? Mag-isa ka lang?
Solo lang, sir. Ako lang.
Solo lang. Okay. How about Sir Jules? Sa Zark, solo lang o may kasama ka?
Solo lang din, sir.
Naku, solo lang. Okay. So si Sir Rick na lang. Sir Rick, dun sa pagkahapon, nung nagpunta kayo sa Odoys, sino ang sino ang nag-suggest? Ikaw o si Mrs.?
Ako, kasi ako nagda-drive na daanan lang.
Okay. So, ito yung importanteng gusto kong i-share sa inyo. Ang pitching, parang convincing lang yan ng someone, di ba? About something. So, technically, si Sir Rick, kahapon, kinonvince niya si Mrs. na doon na lang kumain sa Odoy's Kusina, di ba? So, in a way, pinitch niya yung idea and then si Mrs. umuo na lang. Although baka wala na siya magawa kasi si Sir yung nagda-drive, no? Pero doon sila kumain. And imagine mo na yung last time na marami kayong magkasama tas nagyaya ka. O tara mag-Jollibee tayo. O kaya, uy, mag-KFC tayo, di ba? Or mag-Pizza Hut. Kailan kayo last na nagyaya tapos yung mga taong yun kumagat, 'di ba? Sabi nila, G, okay, sabay kami. Kain tayo doon. Technically, nag-pitch ka na nun and then sumabay lang sila. So wag kayo masyadong matakot sa pitching kasi technically araw-araw nagpi-pitch din naman kayo eh. Nagpi-pitch kayo sang kumain, nagpi-pitch kayo anong sine papanoorin, nagpi-pitch kayo ng sang mall na pupunta, 'di ba? So pitching can be super easy and it can be super simple or it could be super complicated. Siguro naman nakilala niyo na kung sino to, guys, no? Sino nakakakilala dito? Or baka tanong dapat sinong hindi ang nakikilala dito? Ano to, guys? Ano tong nandito sa aking slide? Grabe. Sigurado kayo? Okay. Naku, Sir Jules. Okay, Huntrix. Okay, so this is K-pop Demon Hunters, one of the biggest movies today. in the last, I don't know, 6 to 12 months maybe. But I think it's broken so many records. I think that there is a sequel coming up, and it's one of the most easy to identify na music na nowadays, no? Kasi imagine niyo, okay, so ito yung kwento. So, pwede ka mag-pitch ng sobrang simple, saan tayo kakain, Jollibee, or pwede ka mag-pitch ng something na sobrang complicated. Imagine niyo kung ikaw ang nag-pitch ng kwento ng K-pop Demon Hunters. Okay? Ito yung kwento ng K-pop Demon Hunters. Kanya rin nagpipitch ka sa producer o sa director. Boss, Sir Netflix, meron akong idea. Gagawa tayo ng sine. Ito yung sine, boss. First of all, meron tayong pinakamalaking K-pop group sa mundo. Isipin mo para siyang Blackpink o para siyang Twice or BTS. Parang siya yung pinakamalupit and pinakasikat na K-pop na group sa mundo. Pero hindi lang sila K-pop group. Pumapatay din sila ng mga demon, mga secret na demon sa gabi. Habang sa gitna ng practice tsaka mga show nila tsaka sa mga autograph signing, pumapatay sila ng mga demon. Pero di lang yun. Yung isang member nung K-pop group na yun, demon din pala siya. Imagine mo kung ipipitch mo yun, diba? Sa producer ng Netflix. Kung hindi ka magaling mag-pitch, siguro pinagtawanan ka na, diba? And pinauwi ka na lang. Think about that, na ganyan din kayo sa startup ninyo. Na pag nagpipitch kayo, sometimes pag hindi mo mapitch ng maayos, napakakaiba ng ginagawa mo, napaka-different na hindi maintindihan ng mga tao. Pag hindi mo siya mapitch, talagang hindi ka papansinin, papauwiin ka na lang. Pero kung magaling ka mag-pitch, something super complicated, something super sophisticated, just like this story, just like this concept, if you're able to do that successfully, it could be one of the most successful results ever. Just like this. Because someone pitched it well, the director, the producer understood it well. They decided to go through with the project. Now it's one of the most successful media projects ever done. Okay? So that is why pitching is important, and that's why you need to be able to communicate what you're trying to do, not to the right people. And when I say the right people, I really mean the right people when it comes to stakeholders. And that's why, wait lang, inom na akong tubig. That's why when I say pitching, it's convincing someone to get involved with your startup. And medyo dadaanan natin yung isang tanong kanina, so hindi ko na maalala kung sino. But when I say convincing someone to get involved with your startup, kasi nagbabago yung involvement, no? So kunyari, you're convincing an investor to give you money for your startup. You're convincing an employee to potentially take lower pay to work in your startup kasi wala ka masyadong pera. You're convincing co-founders to give up their jobs and work with you on their startup. Or more importantly, you're convincing customers to start using you and your new product and service to solve their problem for your startup, diba? So pitching is different for different people and stakeholders, and napaka-importante nito kasi tulad ng sinabi natin kanina, ang pitch mo nagbabago depending kung kanino ka nagpipitch and saan ka nagpipitch. Okay? Klaklaruhin ko lang yun hindi siya one size fits all. Kailangan magbago siya. Tulad nung sinabi ni, I think si Sir Van ata nagsabi kanina na may mga pitch na 3 minutes lang, 5 slides lang. May mga pitch na 10 minutes, 10 slides, ganyan. And minsan nagpipitch ka competition sa judges, minsan nagpipitch ka sa investors, ganyan. So, iba-iba yan. So, kailangan talaga i-adjust mo yung pitch mo to whoever you're pitching to. But one of the most important, and na-mention din ito Sir Van kanina, dapat at least may 2 versions ka ng pitch. Yung pitch na ini-email mo and yung pitch na inaano mo, na pinipitch mo in front of everyone. Iba yun. Papaliwanag ko mamaya kung bakit iba yun, okay? So, talon na tayo. How ba? Paano ba tayo magpipitch? No? And today, ang pag-uusapan natin is 3 bagay, 3 agenda. Number 1, how to be effective on stage. Pag sinabi kong on stage, ibig sabihin lang nito face-to-face. No? So, pag sinabi kong face-to-face, it could be online or live, pero ano siya, hindi siya recorded. Parang you are in front of a live audience. And then pag-uusapan natin paano gumawa ng malupit na strong pitch deck na magagamit mo, na masasend mo or magagamit mo for pitching, and yung aking pro tips and strategies na tutunan over the years. Okay? So unahin natin yung on stage. Now, question. Kunyari magpipitch kayo on stage. O kaya magre-report kayo sa harap ng school, magpapresent kayo sa harap ng boss nyo, tapos kinakabahan kayo. Tapos pag kunento mo sa ibang tao na kinakabahan kayo, minsan 'di ba nagbibigay sila ng mga advice? Ano usually yung mga advice na sinasabi ng mga tao, yung mga kaibigan nyo, coworkers nyo, pamilya nyo, pag sinabi nyo kinakabahan kayo mag-present o kaya mag-pitch o mag-report sa harap ng audience? Ano usually mga naririnig nyo na advice, guys? Relax
Red
na.
Horse.
Ano pa?
Red Horse.
Ano yun? Red, Red Horse ba? Tama ba rinig ko?
Ano, pakiulit po yun, Sir Arnold. Red Horse din yung pakarinig ko eh.
Gusto ko lang klaruhin. I mean, tama naman. Kung Red Horse, okay
Yes
lang din.
po, Red Horse.
Oh, liquid courage, 'di ba? Oh, maraming nagsasabi, liquid courage, 'di ba? Mag-shot ka ng tequila, tama naman. Ano pa? Ano pang ibang naririnig niyo na advice?
Huminga ng malalim.
Yan, huminga ng malalim, 'di ba? Ganyan. Coin sa sapatos. Uy, bago 'yun. Okay, sige. So maraming ganyan mga advice, 'di ba? Pero unfortunately, ano ba yung advice na, hindi ko alam, si Red Horse, malamang baka nakakatulong din yun. Pero ang isang advice na lagi ko naririnig na unfortunately hindi nakakatulong is yung ano, yung ganyan, yung just be confident, di ba? Kasi ang problema, hindi ka na nga ganun ka confident, di ba? Hindi ka na nga ganun ka, medyo kinakabahan ka na. So parang pag kinakabahan ka na, tapos sabihan kang, huwag kang kabahan ha. 'Di ba? Parang walang mahirap, hindi siya useful, no? And ang nangyayari, rather than mas maging confident ko, hindi kakabahan, baliktad, minsan malalong kakabahan ka pa lalo, medyo mas matatakot ka pa. So, okay lang because these people are trying to help, they're trying to calm you down, they're trying to be they're trying to be helpful to you, but they just don't know how to do it properly. So ang gagawin ko today, so tutulungan ko kayo on that. Hopefully mas matulungan ko kayo with advice na mas makakatulong talaga pag nagpipitch or nagre-report kayo sa harap, especially for people who are not as confident or not as sanay to pitch in front of an audience, no? So first of all, I want to introduce you to etong taong to. This is Amy Cuddy. She is a social scientist and she has been studying body language expressions of power and dominance. That's just a very scientific way of saying she's been studying body language tsaka ano yung effect nito sa ibang tao, 'di ba? And because nalaman niya na people have been making judgments based on body language. Alam naman natin 'to eh, 'di ba? Alam naman natin na kunyari alam natin that kunyari may dalawang applicant na lang sa isang trabaho. Dalawa, down to the last two applicants. We know from studies and research that potentially the applicant who has higher confidence level will get the job between the two. Alam lang natin yon because meron siyang psychological effect to us as the evaluators na pag yung isa mas confident dun sa isa, mas mataas yung chances na makuha niya yung trabaho. That's in a job setting. Pero alam din natin na kunyari may dalawang nanliligaw sa isang tao. So either dalawang lalaki nanliligaw sa isang babae or dalawang babae nanliligaw sa isang lalaki. Alam natin na yung isang manliligaw na mas confident has a higher chance to be able to get the date with that person. Alam natin yon through research also. Kasi may psychological effect talaga na mas confident ang isang tao. So we know that body language. We know that body language governs how others think and feel about us. Alam natin yon. Si Amy Cuddy, ang gusto niyang pag-aralan is, can our body language change how we think and feel about ourselves? Baliktad. Pwede bang pagbinago natin yung body language natin, magbabago yung isip natin sa sarili natin, yung confidence level natin, yung stress natin? Our minds can change our bodies, but can our bodies change our minds? Yun yung gusto niyang sagutin, di ba? Lupet. So, Etong ginawa niya, gumawa siya ng experiment. Kumuha siya ng mga 5 tao and then mineasure niya kung gaano sila ka-confident and stressful before and after. Tapos tingnan na lang natin kung ano nangyari. Okay? Pakisabi na lang sa akin kung magpe-play yung video tsaka yung audio. Play?
This is what we did. We decided to bring people into the lab and run a little experiment. And these people adopted for 2 minutes either high power poses or low power poses. And I'm just going to show you 5 of the poses, although they took on only 2. So here's one, couple more. This one has been dubbed the Wonder Woman by the media. Here are a couple more. So you can be standing or you can be sitting. And here are the low power poses. So you're folding up, you're making yourself small. This one is very low power. When you're touching your neck, you're really kind of protecting yourself. So this is what happens. They come in, they spit into a vial. We, for 2 minutes, say, you need to do this or this. They don't look at pictures of the poses. We don't want to prime them with the concept of power. We want them to be feeling power, right? So 2 minutes they do this. We then ask them, how powerful do you feel on a series of items? And then we give them an opportunity to gamble. And then we take another saliva sample. That's it. That's the whole experiment. So this is what we find. Risk tolerance, which is the gambling. What we find is that when you're in the high power pose condition, 86% of you will gamble. When you're in the low power pose condition, only 60%. And that's a pretty whopping significant difference. Here's what we find on testosterone. From their baseline when they come in, high power people experience about a 20% increase, and low power people experience about a 10% decrease. So again, 2 minutes and you get these changes. Here's what you get on cortisol. High power people experience about a 25% decrease, and the low power people experience about a 15% increase. So 2 minutes lead to these hormonal changes that configure your brain to basically be either assertive, confident, and comfortable, or really stress reactive, and feeling sort of shut down. And we've all had that feeling, right? So it seems that our nonverbals do govern how we think and feel about ourselves. So it's not just others, but it's also ourselves.
Okay.
Also, our
Narinig niyo ba?
bodies change
Napanood
our
niyo guys yung
minds.
video? I hope narinig niyo kasi walang nagsalita eh.
Yes, RT.
Okay. Okay. Sige, so galing, 'di ba? Yung experiment actually proved na in just 2 to 3 minutes you can actually change your hormonal physiological composition to become more confident by just taking on a power pose, taking on a body language expression for 2 to 3 minutes. And kung hindi kayo naniniwala na gumagana to, marami na akong na-coach na mga founders na ginamit na namin to and gumana talaga siya. So mayroon akong isang kwento na paborito na may kina-coach ako na university team, third year university team sa UP. And mga bata sila, founders sila. And then sumali sila sa isang pitch competition, the biggest pitch competition at the time sa Pilipinas. Tapos pumunta ako sa backstage, kinausap ko lang siya, kamusta, ready ka na ba? Pagharap niya sa akin, puting-puti siya, parang wala siyang dugo sa mukha. Tapos sabi niya, Coach, feeling ko susuka ako sa harap ng mga tao. Sabi ko, bakit? Anong nangyari? Lagi ka naman nagpipitch sa akin. Sabi niya, Coach, this is the first time I've pitched to this many people in a stage. Normally, sa kwarto lang, sa table lang, tapos pakonti-konting tao lang. First time ko sa harap ng mga tao, tapos nangihina ako, feeling ko susuka ako. So sabi ko sa kanya, okay, ganito. Bago ako mag-pitch on stage, sabi ko, takbo ka dun sa likod, tago ka dun sa likod ng mga kurtina. Tapos I want you to stand like Wonder Woman, like this, with your hands on your waist. And I want you to stay there for mga 3 minutes. And then I want you to come back and tell me how you feel. So takbo muna siya doon, 3 minutes. Tapos balik siya sa akin, sabi ko, how do you feel? Okay, Coach, I feel better. Okay, good. Akyat, stage. Tapos akyat siya stage, pitch siya. That kid won the best and the most popular pitch of the night on the first time that he pitched in front of people and on that stage. So, I mean, he had a good pitch, but also at the same time, he was able to deliver it properly because hindi na siya ganun kinakabahan. So, I've done this so many times with so many other founders. It works, I promise. And if you need that if you need that extra push, if you need that extra confidence, then I promise you that this will work. Kung kailangan, pumunta lang kayo sa banyo, tago kayo sa stall sandali. Sir Arnold, may question po kayo.
Yes, thank you po, Sir RT.
Copy.
Ang
Coach na lang, wag sir.
Visualize lang din kasi ako. So, parang, halimbawa, ito na pitching time na. And then, kabado ako. And then, parang ang hirap atang gawin yung mga power post kung yung level ng confidence mo mababa. So I'm just curious lang po, no? So is it okay sana kung yung mindset muna unahin natin na yes, we can do it, na alam mo yung positive lahat. And then kasi once na yung positive thinking mo kasi nagbibigay ng signal dun sa testosterone ba yun na
Testosterone,
umangat yung
confidence.
umangat yung ano mo, yung energy mo, and then that's the time siguro na saka mo pwedeng gawin yung mga power poses na ganyan. Just to ano.
Baka ano lang sir Arnold, kaklaruhin ko lang. Yung mga power pose, yung mga ganyan, hindi mo kailangan gawing on stage Kaklaruhin ko lang na pwede mo tong gawin on your own. As in, kunyari, pumunta ka sa banyo, magtago ka sa stall, tapos tumayo ka lang doon ng 3 minuto. And ito yung maganda, Sir Arnold. Kasi sinasabi mo, kailangan magbago yung mindset, di ba? Ito yung sinukwento natin, ito yung sinasabi natin. Pag tumayo ka dun sa banyo na nakatago ka lang sa sulok, sa kortina, tapos naka-power pose ka ng 3 minutes, magbabago yung mindset ninyo. So, ganun kalakas yung effect ng power pose. Parang kung hindi ka confident, tapos nag-power pose ka, mas magiging confident ka. Yun yung hinahabol natin. So, tama ka na yun yung nangyayari na importante magbago yung mindset. And ito yung secret. Ito yung shortcut para magbago yung mindset. So actually, ito nga yung sinasabi ni you don't fake it till you make it. You fake it till you become it. Kasi ang nangyayari is kung kunyari hindi ka confident, yung mindset mo is kinakabahan, and you want to change that mindset, if you take on a power pose, it will change your mindset because it changes the hormones. Pag naka-power pose ka kasi, yung brain mo, isipin niya na you're in a confident position. And because you're in a confident position, tataas yung testosterone mo, which is your confidence hormone, and then bababa yung cortisol mo o yung stress hormone. So, I hope mas klaro yun, Sir Arnold, na mas magiging confident ka talaga.
Yes po, sir. Thank you so much, sir, sa insight.
No problem. Tsaka huwag ka mag-alala, hindi naman kailangan gawin on stage. Pwedeng on your own lang, may effect pa rin siya, gagana pa rin siya. Okay. So, the next thing na pag-uusapan natin today is, marami kasing founders sa totoo lang, hindi nila alam kung ano yung good pitch tsaka bad pitch . Kaya nagkaka-problema rin pag ina-adjust nila, hindi nila alam kung anong kailangan i-adjust kasi hindi nila alam kung ano yung masama sa pitch nila or ano yung mabuti. So ito yung gagawin natin, okay? May activity ako ulit Papanoorin nyo itong mga nagpi-pitch, tapos kailangan sumagot kayo, sabihin nyo sa akin kung good pitch or bad pitch, okay? Sabihin nyo sa akin kung good pitch or bad pitch, and why. Sabihin nyo good or bad and why, okay? Okay, panoorin nyo to.
Hello, my name is Saeed Jabrani. I am the CEO of Ametabug, and we're here to revolutionize the way you report bugs on your mobile platform.
Happen will revolutionize location-based mobile news aggregation as you know it.
We're making the world a better place through Paxos algorithms for consensus protocols.
And we're making the world a better place through software-defined data centers for cloud computing.
A better place through canonical data models to communicate between endpoints.
A better place through scalable, fault-tolerant distributed databases with ACID transactions.
And we are truly local, mobile, social.
And we're completely so-mo-low.
And we're Molo-so.
We're low-mo-so, bro.
We were so-low-mo, but now we're mo-low-so. No, mo-so-low. No.
Rather than heating an entire room, Human Heater is a microwave technology that can heat the surface of a person's skin instead, potentially saving millions in heating costs and helping the environment, thereby making the world a better place.
Okay. Let's hear it from everyone. Sabihin niyo sa akin kung good pitch and bad pitch and why. Paki-post, pakisalita, paki-type. Kayo bahala. Basta sagutin niyo ako. Is it a good pitch or bad pitch and why? Nako, walang gustong mauna. Okay. Sabi ni... Hindi ko alam kung si Aryan or si Arsinia or dalawa. Arsinia Artisan Soaps. Okay, si Aryan. So, sabi ni... I'm guessing, is it Ma'am Aryan, Fe? Yeah, bad daw. Sabi ni Sir Jules, nako, yung sagot na yan, mahirap yan, yung mga depends. Merong sagot, good or bad and why? Good or bad and why? Wala nang ibang sasagot kung good or bad and why? Wala na. Okay. So the clear answer here, especially if we are evaluating these pitches, no, for a startup pitch, is they are bad. They are bad pitches. Why are they bad pitches? Yun na lang. Sige, baka gusto niyo hulaan. Why are they bad pitches, guys? Sa tingin niyo kung bakit sila bad? Okay, tama.
Sir.
Sabanta.
Ah.
Sige, go ahead.
Yung answer ko, sir, I think that's also the reason na CDO Byte set a rule na kung if we do presentation or pitch, it's not video generated, it's not AI to make it personal. So we just use presentations, but not really like pitch generated by AI or something.
Okay, pero hindi naman sila gumawa ng pitch na AI in the example. Sila talaga yung I mean, actual yan.
Maybe lagging lang talaga and then I thought it's AI.
Okay. No, it's not. Sorry. I can send the YouTube video. So, no. Pero, yeah, correct. I think the most important part of what you said, yung statement mo, is kailangan personal. Diba? It has to be relatable. And sabi nga ni Sir Jules, masyado maraming jargon, masyado maraming technical words to the point na hindi siya nagiging personal, hindi siya nagiging relevant. And ako, IT graduate ako, marami ako hindi naintindihan, hindi ko naiintindihan yung mga words na ginagamit nila. Tama rin si Sir Paul, si Sir Emilu na na boring, parang 'di ba? Parang nakatayo lang sila, tapos parang hindi sila relatable, hindi it doesn't sound relevant. And then yun nga, sabi nga ni Sir James din, parang hindi mo gets kung ano yung sinasabi nila. And one of the reasons kunyari Sir James kung bakit di mo magets yung sinasabi nila is because hindi nyo napansin, they're saying the same thing. All of them are saying or are using the same words. Make the world a better place. Change the world. Diba? And then parang hindi lang yun. Pag sinasabi nila, parang hindi ka panipaniwala. Parang it's not authentic. You don't want to believe them or you can't believe them with what they're saying. So, correct kayo lahat. Those are all the reasons that this is a bad pitch. So, think about that muna. Now, before I go to another pitch na papacheck ko sa inyo, I want you to think about this and para lang magkaalaman kung sino-sino tong mga to. Kung sino-sino kayo, sorry, and i-age reveal ko kayo. Sino nakakaalala or sino nakakaalam kung ano ang device na ito? Anyone? Can anyone tell me if they know what device this is? Anyone? Ayan, mukhang magkakaalaman na. Sir Paul, Sir Jules, mukhang Baka nagkalapit ang age natin ah. Ayan. Okay. So, correct. This is a projector. But not only any projector. This is a photo projector. And sa mga hindi nakakaalam, sa mga bagets natin dyan, nakikita nyo tong mga maliliit na linya dito sa taas. Diyan nilalagay yung mga tinatawag natin na slides. Kaya siya tinawag na Google Slides. Kasi dati yung mga presentation slides nandyan. And then sa isang slide, parang siguro mga ganito kalaki, ganyan, mga ganito kalaking slide, merong picture sa gitna, may negative. Yung film negative sa mga cameras, iisa-isahin mo dyan, ililinya mo dyan isa-isa. And then, i-on mo yung projector, tapos pipindutin mo to. And then, iikot to. And then, i-project niya yung picture sa wall. And then, pag pinoject niya yung picture sa wall, dun kayo mag-share ng photos. So, technically, ito yung parang Instagram ng mga lolo't lola natin. No, doon sila nag-share ng mga pictures saka photos. So, kaya ako pinapakita sa inyo to. Gusto ko isipin nyo, paano nyo ipipitch to? Kung kunyari, nung unang panahon, kayo yung nakaka-invento nito or nagbebenta nito, paano nyo ipipitch to? Okay? And then, gusto ko isipin niyo, panoorin nyo tong pitch na to, and then sabihin nyo sa akin, good ba yung pitch o bad sa pag-pitch nito ng device, ng projector na to, ng photo projector? Magaling ba siya sa pag-pitch nito? And why? Good or bad and why? Again, ha? Good or bad pitch and why?
So, have you figured out a way to work the wheel into it?
We know it's hard because wheels aren't really seen as exciting technology, even though they are the original.
Well, technology is a glittering lure, but there's
Good
the rare
picture.
occasion when the public can be engaged on a level of flash.
Sige. Pakilagay lang din kung bakit.
Sentimental bond with the product. My first job, I was in-house at a fur company with this old pro copywriter, Greek, named Teddy. And Teddy told me the most important idea in advertising is new. Creates an itch. You simply put your product in there as a kind of calamine lotion. But he also talked about a deeper bond with the product. Nostalgia. It's delicate, but potent. Sweetheart. Teddy told me that in Greek, nostalgia literally means the pain from an old wound. It's a twinge in your heart, far more powerful than memory alone. This device isn't a spaceship. It's a time machine. It goes backwards, forwards. It takes us to a place where we ache to go again. It's not called the wheel. It's called the carousel. It lets us travel the way a child travels. Round and around, and back home again. To a place where we know we are loved.
Okay.
Good luck at your next meeting.
Okay, so mukhang ano tayo, align tayo lahat na good pitch, no? And ang dami mga mention ng mga reasons kung bakit. So personal, relatable, delivers on a personal level, emotional, talking to the people, taking them on an experience, yes, maintaining eye contact while speaking to them, talks about the product but also what you can enjoy. Yes, Mad Men, not the TV series. So, perfect. Maraming salamat, Sir Paul. Kasi gusto ko rin ipaliwanag yun. 3 minutes lang yun, guys. So yung mga nagsasabi na hindi mo kaya mag-pitch in 3 minutes, masyadong maiksi yung oras, masyadong maraming kailangan sabihin. Ayan, sample, 3 minutes nag-pitch siya at nagawa niya yung kailangan niyang gawin, nabenta niya. I think nabentahan naman tayo in the clip mismo, yung kliyente niya nabentahan niya in just a 3-minute pitch. So it's not about the length of time, the number of slides. It's really about how you pitch what you need to pitch. And remember, it's not about the product. It's about what the product does or the result is. So, eto ngayon ang $1,000,000 question. Nakakita kayo ng bad pitch, nakakita kayo ng good pitch. Ano yung pinakamalaking difference? There are many differences, but what do you think is the one difference that makes the good pitch good versus the bad pitch? Ano ang kaisa-isang bagay na nagiging good yung pitch versus bad na pitch? Ano sa tingin nyo ang pinagkaibang yon? That is, go.
Sure, I think it's more on dapat more on relatable siya and nadadama din ng mga judges or investors kung yung pinipitch mo saka dapat makatotohanan ba?
Tama. I mean, that is one of the things, yes. Tama yun na dapat relatable, personal, and at the same time, dapat clear yung problem that you're trying to solve. I understand. Tama lahat yun. Pero may medyo malapit na tong si Sir Rick, no? Na message delivered. Yes, correct. Dapat makarating yung gusto natin sabihin. Pero ano yung isang bagay sa tingin nyo na ginawa nitong taong to na nagawa niya para magawa niya lahat ng sinasabi ninyo? Para ma-achieve niya lahat ng sinasabi ninyo? Any last guesses? Again, Sir Jotham, correct, no? They create, you as a pitcher will need to create that desire, that urgency around your product. And how is the best way to do that? Diba? What is the best way of doing that? Preparation also very, very important. I agree. But there is one thing talaga that really changes the pitch. And that is telling a story. Now, kung papansinin nyo, yung good pitch, may kwento siya, diba? Yung mga bad pitch, technically wala siyang kwento. Nagpre-present lang sila. Ito yung produkto namin, ito yung ginagawa namin, ito yung ganyan. Pero yung huli, nagkwento siya. May kwento siya na may characters and then may problem, may solution. So that is why I think that I've been doing this for more than 20 years. I know that pitches that tell a story are always the best way to be able to come up with your pitch. So, sino nakakilala kung sino to? May clue naman dyan eh. So, siguro naman kilala niyo na to, di ba? Kilala niyo ba to, guys?
The Game of Thrones?
Correct. Siya ang author ng Game of Thrones, si George R.R. Martin. So, kaya ako siya nilagay dyan kasi napakaswerte natin na we are living in a world where narinig at nabasa at napanood natin yung mga kwento ni George R.R. Martin. Kasi dahil sa sobrang galing niya magkwento, sa sobrang galing niya mag-tell ng story, he was able to write books, diba? But also, he was able to create a TV series where, naalala nyo, yung last season ng Game of Thrones, yung last episode, sa sobrang excited ng mundo panoorin yung episode na yun, napabagsak niya yung server ng HBO. Can you imagine? Yung server ng HBO who has been up and running for what, more than 30 years? Streaming media, and alam na nila yung ginagawa nila, one day bumagsak yung server nila kasi ganun kadaming tao ang excited manood ng show, ng episode para matapos yung kwento ni George R.R. Martin. And alam nyo ba na sa Pilipinas, ang labas ng episode ng Game of Thrones was every Monday morning kasi Sunday ng gabi sa US. Monday morning sa Pilipinas lumalabas. Alam nyo ba na yung last episode nagkaroon ng record number ng sick leave sa Pilipinas? So ganun karaming tao nag-sick leave para kunyari manood ng last episode ng Game of Thrones. So, ganun siya kalupit na storyteller, and yun yung gusto nating gawin. Gusto nating matuto paano magkwento ng ganun para ma-reach yung audience natin. Okay? So, remember, hindi lang information. It's information and emotion in a good story that actually creates a long-term memory. And that is what we want. We want a long-term memory para maalala tayo ng mga investors natin. Actually, kung isipin nyo ngayon, di ba, yung sa good and bad pitch, siguro hindi nyo na maalala yung mga bad pitch, di ba? Pero yung kaisa-isang good pitch, I'm sure naalala nyo pa siya. Kasi that's where information and emotion combine to create a long-term memory. Okay? Now, IGOT sick, I like that. So, remember, when you tell a story, simple lang naman eh. Alam ko, this sounds basic, na a story has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Pero sa pitch natin, nakakalimutan natin yun eh. Napakadaming founders na ako nagko-coach na napakagaling ng pitch nila sa simula. And then mawawala sila sa gitna, and then mawawala yung dulo, meaning wala nang lakas yung ending. Hi, good afternoon everyone. I am ganyan, and the founder of ganyan, biglang sa huli, and then sa huli, and we are asking for $200,000. Thank you. Sabihin nila, that's it. Yun yung pinaka-worst na ending mo, by the way, guys. Never end your pitch with that's it. That's it, thank you. Bakit? Kasi ang ending mo, that's it. So ang last na naisip ng mga tao, that's it? Talaga? Parang, so never end with that's it. So, remember, beginning, a middle, and an end. Dapat, pag ginawa mo yung pitch mo, malakas yung pasok, malakas yung gitna, strong yung middle, and then you end strong. You end strong so that the whole pitch, the whole story is strong. Hindi yung maalala lang nila yung intro mo and then makakalimutan na nila yung ending mo. Okay? So remember, while it's very basic, it's very important to always break down your pitch into beginning, middle, and end. And then, kung gagawa ka ng structure ng beginning, middle, end, ito yung isang suggestion ko. Hindi naman to fixed. Pwede mong galaw-galawin or pwede mong bago-baguhin, but this is my recommendation. No? Number one, if it is a personal story to you, I suggest that you tell that story. Bakit mo ginagawa yung startup na to? Bakit mo ginagawa ng company to? Kung may personal na story, sabihin mo, ikwento mo sa beginning. And then, one of the first things that you always need to talk about is the problem. Dahil pag hindi klaro yung problem na sinusubukan mo i-solve, wala nang kwenta yung buong pitch mo. I promise you that. Everything has to anchor on how the audience understands the problem. So, you need to be very clear as to the problem that you are trying to solve. How big is the problem? Who experiences that problem? In fact, yung next na yan, whose problem is it? That is the next thing that you should talk about. And then, how big is that problem? Like, how many people are experiencing it? And then, you move to the middle of your pitch or the middle of the story. Ano yung solution mo? How are you solving that problem? And then, after that, after how you're solving the problem, is it worth it? Meaning, kumikita ka ba to solve that problem? Kasi pag hindi klaro na kumikita ka to solve that problem, baka iniisip lang ng mga tao, meron kang non-profit, meron kang foundation, di ba? So kailangan maging clear na you are solving this problem but you are building a business to solve it. And then sa middle, kailangan mo rin pag-usapan ng iyong unfair advantage. Ano yung unfair advantage? Okay. Ito yung definition, alahanin niyo to. Unfair advantage is something that makes you better that cannot be easily copied or bought. Okay? Something that makes you better, that cannot be easily copied or bought. Napaka-importante niyan, guys. Kasi kung wala kang unfair advantage, ang magiging sunod na tanong, bakit ikaw ang pipiliin ko? Hindi yung iba, hindi yung mga competitor mo. So, o yung mga ibang mga solusyon. So you have to have an unfair advantage. Kung wala sa ngayon, okay lang. At least may oras ka na at alam mo na kailangan mong isipin yon, kailangan mong hanapin. Okay? So, if you have none, actually, if you have one, learn how to highlight it, learn how to talk about it. If you have none, then start thinking about it or start working on it so that you have an unfair advantage over the others. And what is unfair advantage? Something that makes you better, that cannot be easily copied or bought. Okay? So towards the end, pakilala ka. Who are you and who are the team that are trying to solve this problem? Minsan hindi ito ginagawa ng mga founder kasi inisip nila, wala naman sila masyadong experience, bago pa lang sila, bago yung company. Mali yun. Kailangan paliwanag mo kung sino ka, pakilala ka kung sino ka. Because, especially for startups, a lot of it is about the founder. People want to know, are you the right person who can solve this problem and why? And then, ano yung current status mo? Idea pa lang ba? May prototype ka na ba? Naka-build ka na ba ng product? May customers ka na ba? Nagbabayad na ba sila? And then lastly, one of the most important parts is, what do you need? Bakit ka nagpipitch? Nagpipitch ka ba for investment? Nagpipitch ka ba for customers? Nagpipitch ka ba for partners? O ba nagpipitch ka ba for co-founders o employees? Kung hindi klaro kung bakit ka nagpipitch, sinasayang mo lang yung oras mo at sinasayang mo yung oras ng audience mo. So, kailangan clear ka. Why are you pitching? What do you need? Okay? So, pagdating sa mga startup at storytelling, may mga expert tulad nitong taong to, no? So, si Tyler Crowley. Siya yung isang startup storytelling genius. Magaling talaga siya. And siya yung matagal na siya Siya yung parang isa sa mga coach and mentor sa Silicon Valley na pitching competition for more than, wow, at this point, I think more than 25 years ago. Sobrang tagal na. So he's coached thousands of startups at this point. And ang isa na sa natutunan niya pag nagko-coach siya ng startups are, number one, pag nagpipitch ka, merong 15-second rule where actually, yung first 15-second rule and number 2 is they don't remember all of the data. They will break it down lang into a soundbite. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Number 1, yung 15-second rule. Na-discover ni Tyler Crowley kasi pinapanood niya yung audience na pag nag-pitch ka, pag hindi mo ma-capture yung attention ng audience in the first 15 seconds, talo ka na. Wala ka na. Meaning, lalabas na nila yung phone nila, magsa-scroll na sila, hindi na sila makikinig, makikipagkwentuhan na lang sila. So you need to capture the attention of the audience in the first 15 seconds. Ang maganda nang na-discover is, if ma-capture mo yung attention in the first 15 seconds, winner ka na. Hawak mo na yung attention nila hanggang gaano katagal yung pitch mo. Kung 3 minutes yung pitch mo, 5 minutes yung pitch mo, okay lang. Hawak mo na basta makuha mo in the first 15 seconds. So napaka-importanting bagay nun. Next, yung number 2. Sa dami-dami mong sasabihin na data, tsaka lahat ng mga ibang magpipitch na sasabihin nila mga numbers, wala silang maaalala. Yung mga audience, tsaka yung mga judges, tsaka yung mga panel. Pero ang gagawin nila, isa-summarize nila into a one-liner. Kunyari, ano yung paborito mong pitch kahapon dun sa pitching competition? Paborito ko yung yung parang Grab for backpackers. Yan, i-breakdown nila. Or gusto ko yung parang yung parang Lazada for organic food. So, isa-summarize nila into a one-liner. Bakit importante to? Importante to kasi pag ikaw gumawa ka ng pitch mo, pag nagpa-practice ka, mag-practice ka sa mga kaibigan mo, co-founders mo, or pamilya mo, tanungin mo sa kanila, ano yung summary? Ano yung nakuha mong one-liner? Pag may sinabi sila na iba, so kunyari, gusto mo ikaw yung maging Lazada for organic food. Tapos biglang sinabi sa'yo, ang pagkakaintindi ko, para kang Facebook Marketplace para sa mga mahilig sa pagkain. So parang pag hindi aligned, ibig sabihin kailangan i-adjust mo yung pitch mo hanggang sa umabot ka doon na pareho and aligned yung takeaway nila, aligned yung one-liner na makuha nila doon sa pitch mo. Okay? Kaya napaka-importante nito. Okay. Ito yung next activity natin, ha? Magpe-play ako ng pitch ulit. Sabihin nyo sa akin, itong pitch na to, kinoach to ni Tyler Crowley. So, pakinggan nyo. Ano yung nangyari sa first 15 seconds and ano yung one-liner, ano yung naging soundbite na nakuha mo from the pitch. Okay? Pakinggan nyo ulit ha. Ano yung 15 seconds and ano yung one-liner. Let's go.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff Dachis. Thanks Jason for having us. Woo. All right, welcome to One Drop. Meet Joanna. Joanna blacked out in her elevator office at work. She knocked herself out as her head hit the floor. She busted up her eye, her nose, her lip. She had a hypoglycemic incident after going for a run, and she could have died. Joanna has diabetes, and oftentimes she feels alone with her diabetes, although she's not alone. There are 30 million Americans with diabetes today. There are 70 million Americans with pre-diabetes today, and there are 345 million people worldwide with diabetes today. It's the most expensive healthcare problem we have today as a society. Diabetes is hard, it's complex, it's difficult to manage, and it's expensive. It doesn't have to be. We decided to change all that. We took one of the most unloved products on the planet, the glucometer, and redesigned it from the ground up. We want you to feel a little less like you have a disease and more like you're a total badass. Whether that's in calf skin, taupe, or technical gray, we want you to feel like One Drop is part of your lifestyle for something sophisticated, a walk in the park, or perhaps just a casual day hanging out at the coffee shop. Now, buying diabetes supplies is expensive, it's time-consuming, and it's a real pain in the ass. So we're going to ship you all of your supplies direct to your door in eco-friendly packaging each and every month with a little reminder that you are awesome. Now, in the startup world, you can't manage what you don't measure. And Joanna has to measure her diabetes just like everybody else. So in pink, she's testing her glucose. In blue, she's logging her medication. In green, her food. And in orange, her activity.
Okay. Sige. So, question. Ano yung nangyari sa first 15 seconds? Sino mga nakinig? Ano nangyari sa first 15 seconds? Sige, paano? Ano nangyari? Sir Marv? Accident. Okay. Ano nangyari? Parang hindi kayo nakinig. Sino na aksidente? Naalala nyo ba? Joanna. See? So, si Joanna na aksidente. Na nalaglag. Tinamaan, tumama yung ulo niya sa sahig. Bakit? Kasi nagka-hypoglycemia siya. 'Di ba? So, what this founder did was he created drama for the first 15 seconds. May nahimatay, tumama yung ulo, munti ka nang mamatay. So kahit hindi mo kilala kung sino si Joanna, medyo invested ka na, gusto mo mangyari gusto mo malaman kung ano nangyari sa kanya, 'di ba? Bakit ba siya nahimatay? So that's how the first 15 seconds na capture niya, and then suddenly nakikinig ka na sa buong pitch niya. 'Di ba? So, yun yung secret na sinasabi ni Tyler Crowley, na kailangan may magawa ka in the first 15 seconds na ma-capture mo yung attention para hawak mo na for the rest of the pitch. Okay? So, ano yung one-liner? Ano yung one-liner na nakuha natin? Pwede nating sabihin yung one-liner na this is the better diabetes machine, or this is the best diabetes machine today. Or this is the anti-diabetes machine, diba? Kasi it's doing everything differently. Or this is the easy diabetes machine. So again, or glucose monitor. So yun yung mga things na natutunan natin, diba? Tyler Crowley. So ang isa pang listahan ng mga things na tinuro ni Tyler Crowley na pwede natin matutunan is kung gagawa tayo ng kwento, by the way, yung si Joanna kanina sa story, character lang yun. Actually, siya yun. Siya talaga, sa kanya nangyari yun. Nahimatay talaga siya, tapos muntikan siyang, tumama yung ulo niya, muntikan talaga siyang mamatay. That was actually his experience. So, gumawa lang siya ng story para mas maganda yung kwento niya. So, same thing. Kung gagawa ka ng story for your startup, try not to use I, you, or we. Use characters so that when you use characters, that will actually help you make the story a little bit more readable, mas madaling maintindihan, no? Next, try to incorporate drama into your pitch because that is how you capture the attention of the audience. And then number 3, always try to end early. If kunyari, binigyan ka ng 5 minutes, dapat matapos ka mga 4 minutes and 50 seconds or 4:45. Bakit? Dalawang bagay lang yun. Number 1, para hindi ka maipit na sobrang sakto ng pitch mo na ititigil ka, number 1. And number 2, na-realize ni Tyler Crowley, and totoo to kasi na-experience ko rin, na mas mataas ang score na binibigay sa mga tao na mas maiksi yung pitch na hindi nila kailangang gamitin yung buong time. Bakit? Kasi parang wow, ang galing-galing nila, no? Parang na alam niya yung ginagawa niya, hindi niya na kailangan yung buong 5 minutes. Tapos the opposite is also true. Where pag kunyari binuzzer ka o kaya sinabihan ka na sorry, your time is up, isipin ng mga judges and yung mga investors or tao na grabe, parang hindi marunong to, hindi siya magaling mag-pitch or hindi niya alam yung ginagawa niya, hindi man lang niya kaya explain in the amount of time. So that is why it's very important to try to end early. Number 4, kung gagamit ka na lang ng character, use targeted personas. Meaning, kung kilala mo naman yung mga judges dun sa pitching competition or kilala mo yung mga investors nandun sa kwarto sa room, yung mga iimbentohin mong mga character, i-design mo based sa kanila. So kunyari, alam mo yung isang judge mo is from Ateneo de Davao. So pwede mo ikwento, ito si George. Si George ay, isang graduate ng Ateneo de Davao. Tapos kunyari, alam mo yung isang judge, mahilig sa aso. He loves dogs. Bakit natin ginagawa yun? Ba't parang pinipilit natin yun? Isipin nyo, kung may lumabas na sine, tapos yung character dun sa sine, yung origin story niya pareho nung storya ng buhay mo, di ba mas interesting yun? Di ba mas papanoorin mo yun? So kunyari may sine na yung character ganun din, parang tulad mo, galing kang Davao, tapos lumuwas ng Maynila nung high school, tapos kunyari nag-aral, mag-isa, na in love, na iwan, tapos nakahanap ulit. Di ba kung parehong-pareho yung kwento, mas papanoorin mo, tapos kunyari yung nagpa-play ng buhay mo, kunyari ewan ko, sino ba? Si Robin Padilla. So parang, di ba parang it just becomes more interesting. That's why we use targeted personas to try to make the stories more interesting to the stakeholders that we are trying to target, the ones that we're trying to contact or communicate with. Ito, number 5. When you are pitching, try not to use big numbers, use small fractions. For example, pwede nating sabihin, 732,434 students in Metro Manila are always late to school or late to class. Or we can say, 7 out of 10 students in Metro Manila are always late to class. Anong mas madaling maintindihan? Anong mas madaling maalala? Diba? So don't use big numbers, always use small fractions. Next, pag nagpipitch ka, always remember that you are talking to a child or a senior citizen. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Dapat laging klaro, dahan-dahan, at simple ang pagsalita natin. Ayaw natin yung nagmamadali. Ayaw natin yung masyadong technical kasi hindi maintindihan ng bata ay hindi maintindihan ng mga senior citizen. I promise you, you have to do this. You have to speak slower, you have to speak clearer so that you can be really understood and appreciated. Majority of the time, pag nagmamadali ka, is because masyado kang maraming gustong sabihin, masyadong maiksi yung time. That means that you are making a mistake. You are trying to say too much. You should not try to tell them everything that you're doing. You want to tell them just a little bit of what you're doing so that they ask the question, oh, tell me more. Okay? So, again, that's why you need to speak slower. And next, number 7, the wow moment. Ano yung wow moment? So, just like any movie na merong climax, no, merong parang epitome of the movie, merong high part, ganun din dapat yung pitch mo, meron din siyang wow moment. And ang wow moment is every time na magpipitch ka, ano yung pinakamaganda o pinakamalupit na ginagawa mo sa product mo, sa service mo, that potentially could be something that other people do not think na magagawa mo. Parang it's something that is above and beyond the expectation of others. Okay? So, ano bang magandang example? So, kunyari, yung sa backpacking, yung sa Seamless na app for backpacking, kunyari, pag sinabi natin meron tayong backpacking app, di ba? Or app to help backpackers, I'm sure lahat kayo, meron na kayong assumptions, di ba? Meron na kayong iniisip na, siguro ito yung nagagawa mo, siguro pwede ka maglagay ng location, pwede ka mag-book, ganyan, ganyan. Pero kunyari, nag-pitch si Sir, sabi niya, not only that, but in our app, not only do you book the location and everything, but it also connects to other people who will want to backpack the same route, and it will get a group buy for all of the different areas you want to go to, and therefore it will give you a 30 to 40% discount on all of your expenses. Wow! Diba? So, oh wow, nahula ko. So, that is lumalabas yung wow! Kasi 'di ba pag may narinig ka na, talaga, wow. And that's why it's called wow moment. So if you are able to do something above and beyond what the expectation of others is, that's the wow moment. Okay? So, yan yung mga tips ni Tyler Crawley. I think, skip ko lang natin tong elevator pitch kasi medyo mahaba yan. So, diretso na tayo. Diretso na tayo sa pitch deck. So, ito yung pitch deck. We don't have too much time kasi. So, these are all of the samples of a pitch. I mean, there are many pitch deck templates. Pag ginugol mo, napakadaming pitch deck template. Pero meron akong isang gustong sundan kasi ito for me is the pinaka-foundational one. And ito ay ginawa ni Guy Kawasaki. So, sino si Guy Kawasaki? He's a Silicon Valley marketing guru. He's been in Macintosh or Apple since 1984. So technically he was with Steve Jobs to help build the company for the longest time. He's currently the chief evangelist of Canva, and he's a speaker and book writer. So itong taong to, nakakita na siya ng napakadaming pitch kasi ang dami nagpipitch sa kanya. So gumawa siya ng rules, okay? Gumawa siya ng 10, 20, 30 rule for mga presentations in general. So pakinggan natin yung 10, 20, 30 rule ni Guy Kawasaki.
Hi, I'm Guy Kawasaki, Chief Evangelist of Canva, and I'm here with my friends at Click. And today I'm going to explain to you the Guy Kawasaki rule of PowerPoint, Canva, Keynote, whatever you're using. It's called the 10-20-30 rule. So the 10-20-30 rule is 10 slides, because that's all you can reasonably expect to communicate, 10 ideas. 20 minutes, because you need to get it done quickly. You don't have an hour anymore. And 30 points. 30 point is the minimum size font in a great presentation. The bigger the font, the better the slide. Just FYI, Steve Jobs slide, 190 point font. It's unlikely that you're Steve Jobs, so I'm giving you a lot of grace. 30 points. 10 slides, 20 minutes, 30 points.
Okay, narinig niyo ba yon? So, hindi naman dapat stricto yung pag-follow natin ng rules na yon. Ang mas importante is intindihin natin bakit ginawa yung rule na yon, di ba? So, 10 slides. Bakit niya sinabing 10 slides? Kasi maiksi na yung oras mo eh. Wala ka masyadong oras eh. In fact, yun yung next number, 20 minutes, di ba? Kasi pag hindi ka magaling mag-pitch in 20 minutes, papauwiin ka na, papaalisin ka na, ayaw na lang makinig sa inyo. So, those two things are technically connected. Now, hindi ako naniniwala na 10 slides lang talaga, pero naniniwala ako na may at least 10 slides na kailangan talaga. The essential 10 slides. And pag-usapan natin yun. Pero ang pinaka-importante sa akin dito is yung 30. Or bakit 30? Yung 30 size na font. Bakit niya sinabi yun? Importante kasi, and kailangan, ang dami kong founders na laging sinasabihan ito hindi maganda pag maraming words yung slide mo. Dahil ang nangyayari is, binabasa ng mga tao yung slide mo and hindi sila nakikinig sa'yo. And ang gusto mong mangyari palagi is pag nagpipitch ka, hindi nila binabasa, nakikinig lang sila sa'yo and yung slide mo is only supporting what you are saying. So you don't want them to read. You want them to listen to you. And the slides are just supporting what you're saying. Therefore, there should not be too many words. And the way to reduce the amount of words is to just increase the font size para mapilitan ka na konti lang yung nakasulat. Or better yet, walang words. I have done so many pitch decks na yung slides walang words talaga. Except pag mga kailangan, pag may ilalagay ka lang ng mga number or whatnot. But may mga slide ako na picture lang, photo lang. Kasi that's better. Kasi hindi sila nagbabasa. Okay? So that's the 10, 20, 30 rule. Now, sinabi ko, di ba, kailangan may 10 slides in a pitch. Now, si Guy Kawasaki, meron din siyang ginawa na guide. The only 10 slides you need in a pitch. Taka lang. So the only 10 slides you need in a pitch. So like I said, hindi kailangan limited to 10. Pwedeng more than that as long as ma-pitch mo in the short amount of time that you have. But ito for me, medyo kailangan to. So first slide, of course, always has to be your title slide para alam nila ang name ng company, para madali nila maalala. But it should also include your name and your details. Just so that maisip nila agad, kunyari, if they need to contact you, if they need to talk to you, they know how to do that. They can reach you. Next. Again, di ba sabi natin, kailangan talk about the problem right away. And talk about the customer's problem, not yours ha. Huwag mong sabihin, okay, ako po si founder ng Traveler and sana tulungan niyo po kami, wala na kaming pera pang sweldo, magsasara na po. Huwag ganun. Kailangan ang problem na you're trying to solve is yung problem ng customers mo. Okay? Customer's problem. Next, pwede siyang problem or pwede siyang pleasure. Di ba? So pwedeng kunyari, mobile games, hindi naman talaga problem yun, di ba? So parang entertainment lang yun o kaya gumawa ka ng parang Netflix. So talk about the problem or the pleasure that you're trying to provide. And number 3, gaano kalaki yung problem na yun? Ilang tao ang nakaka-experience ng problem na yun? So kunyari, ilang travelers or backpackers ba ang potentially may ganitong problem? Ilang businesses ang nakaka-experience ng marketing concerns or social media issues, di ba? Kailangan ma-discuss mo yun sa pitch kasi kailangan nila maramdaman kung gaano kabigat o gaano kalaki yung problem. Actually, ang isang shortcut nito is gumamit ka ng TAM-SAM-SOM. Ano yung TAM-SAM-SOM? Total addressable market versus serviceable addressable market versus share of market. I-google nyo na lang yan kasi madami kayong matututunan dyan tsaka paano gawin yan. Pero bibigyan ko kayo ng sample mamaya. Number 3, yung value proposition. Okay, pinag-usapan na natin yung problem. Paano nyo sinosolve yung problem? Kailangan kwento nyo. Paano nyo sinosolve yung problem? Tapos, ikwento mo yung problem solution fit. Because does your solution actually fit the problem? Bakit ito yung tamang solusyon? Why do you think it's the perfect fit to the problem? Kunyari, pag ikaw nagsosolve ng marketing concerns nila, bakit ikaw yung solution mo? Bakit yung platform mo ang tamang fit to solve the problem? Hindi kunyari mag-hire ka na lang ng agency. Diba? So kailangan mo explain yun. Next slide. Ano yung, kung sinabi mo na sa akin kung paano mo sinosolve yung problem, kailangan ko na malaman, ano yung technology na binibuild mo? Kasi tech startup tayo eh. We're innovative startups. So we need to know what is the technology in your solution. Ano yung secret mo? Ano yung secret sauce mo? Meaning, ito yung tinatawag natin kaninang unfair advantage. Ano yung magic? Ano yung unfair advantage? Which is something that makes you better that cannot be easily copied or bought. Okay? Again, something that makes you better that cannot be easily copied or bought. Inuulit-ulit ko yan kasi napaka-importante niyan, guys. Kung wala kayong ganyan, hanapin nyo na o gumawa kayo. So, yan yung next slide mo. Next slide 5. Pera. Kailangan natin maintindihan yung flow of money from your customer's pocket to your pocket. Bakit? Dalawa yung reason kung bakit napaka-importante nito. Number one, kailangan nila isipin na hindi to foundation, hindi to non-profit, negosyo to. Kumikita ka. And kailangan nila malaman kung paano ka kumikita and magkano ang kinikita mo. That's the first thing. The second thing is, kailangan nilang malaman na scalable yung negosyo mo. Na hindi ka lang tutulong hanggang 50 customer ka lang, 500 customer. Gusto nila malaman paano ka magsosolve nitong problem na to for 5 million people, 50 million people. Okay? So gusto nila malaman yung kung scalable yung business model mo, yung mga investor tsaka yung mga audience mo. Slide number 6, how will people find you? You can have the best solution, pero kung hindi ka mahanap o hindi ka alam ng mga tao, walang gagamit ng solution mo. How do you rise above the noise? Kasi pag ang sagot mo is ilalagay namin sa App Store, okay, sige, there are more than 5 million apps na ata on the App Store. How will people find you? Diba? So you have to have a plan. You have to have a go-to-market slide. You have to have a idea of how you are going to find the customers or let the customers find you. How will you do that? Slide 7, your competitors or your competitive analysis. Pakitaan mo kung ano yung competitive landscape. Sino yung mga, and ito napakamali na sagot na you have no competitors. Pag may sumagot sa amin ng no competitors, alam na namin red flag yun. Hindi marunong tong founder na to, hindi magaling to. Bakit? Because the problem that you are trying to solve, I'm sure they are trying to solve it today. However they are solving the problem today, that is your competitor. Kahit na hindi siya app, kahit na hindi siya website, kahit na paper and pen, kahit na whiteboard lang siya, that is your competitor. So dapat ilagay mo dyan na that is your current competitor. Okay? Not only that, after you discuss your competitors, always follow up with at least 3 reasons why you are better. Dapat lagi kang clear why you are better. Okay? So every time you talk about your competitors, you follow up with why you are better. Slide number 8. Talk about the team. Sinabi ko na importante talk about the team, your board of investors and your board of advisors. Kung wala ka pang investors, wala kang advisors, okay lang, team na lang. Pero kung meron ka, ilagay mo kasi napaka-importante niya for credibility. Next, slide 9. Maglagay ka ng numero in terms of forecast kasi doon alam natin na nag-forecast ka, malamang hindi accurate yan, hindi tama yan, okay lang. Pero ang pinapakita kasi ng forecast is yung attitude mo. Masyado ka bang aggressive? Masyado ka bang conservative? Yun yung gustong makita ng investor doon sa forecast mo. Tsaka alam mo ba kung ano yung mini-measure mo? Alam tama ba yung metrics na mini-measure mo? So yung mastery mo and yung metrics mo. And yung pinaka-basic, pag di mo talaga alam, kahit basic expenses versus income na lang. Magkano yung gastos mo versus yung kita mo, kahit yun lang ipakita mo. And of course, yung sabi natin slide 10, current status, yung traction mo, yung short, mid, long-term plans mo, what do you need? Bakit ka nagpipitch? Okay? Wala na tayo masyadong time, so rush ko to. So, sample Airbnb, pitch deck. So, ayan yung slide nila, book rooms with locals rather than hotels. 3 problema, price is an important concern, hotels leave you disconnected, and no easy way to book a room. 3 problema, 3 solusyon. Web platform, users can rent out their space, save money when traveling, share in the culture. Pinakita nila yung market slide, gaano kalaki yung problema. Alam nila na maraming may problema na to kasi may 670,000 na users ng couchsurfing.com and may 17,000 na temporary house listing, so malaking problema to. In fact, pag tinarget natin yung market nung traveling, there are $2 billion in terms of yung market size worldwide. Ito yung TAM, Total Addressable Market. Ito yung SAM, 560 million are budget and online. And ito yung SOM, yung share of market, which is 84 million ang gusto namin i-target. Ito yung produkto, madali lang gamitin. All you need to do is search, review, and then book. And ito yung paano na kami kumikita. Simple lang, we take a 10% commission on every transaction. Tapos gumawa lang sila ng sample computation na for $84 million trips with Airbnb and 15% of the available market, $25 ang kikitain nila na average fee for every $8 a night for 3 nights. Paano nila malalaman? Paano malalaman ng mga tao? Paano nila hanapin yung customers? Ito yung go-to-market slide nila. So nakipag-partner sila sa mga events, nakipag-partner sila sa other platforms, and gumamit sila ng Craigslist para mahanap nila yung mga customers nila. And then, competitive slide nila, competitive landscape, pinakita nila, although dito wala, sample lang to. So, ito yung gumawa sila ng matrix na yung competitors nila are offline and expensive, while sila yung pinaka Airbnb is the most affordable and the most online. And then, after you talk about your competitors, ano sabi natin? Talk about why you are better. So naglagay sila ng 4 reasons why they are better. They're first to market, they have host incentives, they're easy to use, and they have customer profiles. Ito yung team. So, ito yung team, ito yung mga reason kung bakit sila yung best person to solve this problem. And maswerte sila kasi meron silang mga press na nung time na yon. So, pinakita nila yung mga press testimonials and actual user testimonials. And of course, they ended with the most important slide, why they are pitching. Ito yung slide na they're talking about their investment. Okay? So, sorry, i-run through ko na lang din. Ito yung mga pro tips ko. So, pro tips ko, number 1, never ever pitch to an audience na hindi mo kilala. Kung hindi mo kilala yung investors, hindi mo kilala yung judges, hindi mo kilala yung other founders na ipipitchan mo, mali ka na doon. Kailangan i-research mo sila, alamin mo kung sino sila, intindihin mo. Bakit? Para malaman mo ano ba yung mga, kung investor sila, ano yung in-invest nila before, ano yung mga rineject nila, bakit, diba? Kailangan alam mo yun. Ito, number 2, prepare extra slides, answer slides, or appendix slides. Napaka-investors to, nabasa ko kasi yung message. Napaka-importante nitong answer slides. Kasi, may mga teams na ako na nung pitch sila, tapos may tanong yung investor. Pag tanong ng investor, ang ginawa ng founder, pumunta siya doon sa extra slide, tapos nasagot na yung slide. Ang lalabas sa investor is, wow, alam niya na itatanong ko yung question na yun, tapos wow, may sagot na siya. Magaling siguro tong founder na to, hindi na ako mag-a-ask ng questions. Ganun yung nangyari ganun yung nangyari. And nanalo yung founder na yun ng $500,000 sa isang pitch competition. So, again, very important to prepare answer slides or extra slides. Next, sinabi ko na to ilang beses. Do not use a lot of words. Use photos and pictures. Why? Because a picture can tell 1,000 words, can say 1,000 words. For example, itong one picture na to, how many words can you think of, diba? Motherhood, love, sacrifice, bravery, courage, pain, diba? There's so many things that you can think of. So try to always use words. Try to always use photos instead of words. Okay, use photos. Next, kung maswerte ka na marami ka ng traction, ilagay mo siya agad sa harap. Ilagay mo siya sa pitch deck mo kasi it adds credibility. So, mas maniniwala at mas makikinig yung mga tao pag may traction ka. Pag wala, okay lang. Ito lang para sa mga tao na may meron siya early traction. Next, hindi ikaw yung first and hindi ikaw yung last na magpipitch dun sa audience na yun. So, kailangan ka nilang maalala. So, what is the one thing that you can do or say so that people will remember you? Because you have to be able to stand out. Okay? You have to be able to stand out. And then, lastly, ito na-experience ko na to. Pag nagpipitch ka, potentially na mangyari yung pinakamasamang pwedeng mangyari. There's always something that can go wrong. Maghang yung laptop mo, mag-update yung Windows mo, mamatay yung kuryente, mawala yung internet. There's so many things na pwede mangyari. And there is normally just one thing that can really save you from a bad pitch, okay? And this is it.
I've had my ups and downs, my fair share of bumpy roads and heavy winds. That's what made me what I am today. Now I stand here before you. What you see is a body crafted to perfection, a pair of legs engineered to defy the laws of physics, and a mindset to master the most epic of splits.
Who can say where the road goes, where the day flows? Only time. And who can say if your love grows as your heart shows?
'Di ba? Ganun kalupit yung demo nila na naglagay sila ng tao sa gitna ng dalawang truck. Ganun sila ka-confident sa demo nila. So, if your pitch doesn't go well and there's something happens, if you have a great product demo, that is the best way to prove that you can do what you're going to do. Okay? So, moving on, wag na natin pag-usapan yung good, pag-usapan din natin yung bad. Ano yung mga pwede mong mali, mistakes? Number one, don't try to solve too many problems in your pitch or your startup. The best startups are always just trying to solve one problem really, really well first. Number two, do not forget or do not intentionally remove your team and credentials slide. People want to know who the founders are and why. Number three, do not list features. Talk about benefits. You don't want to talk about AI-driven, HTML5, cloud computing, cloud-based. What you want to talk about is it's easier, faster, cheaper, better. Those are the things. Those are benefits over features. Okay? Also, don't forget to talk about your competition, or don't make the mistake of talking about the competition but not showing why you are better. And lastly, tulad ng may nagsabi kanina in terms of preparation, the biggest mistake you can make is not practicing. Okay? And it's not memorizing. Okay? Memorizing is not practicing. Practicing is practicing, meaning you actually pitch. You practice not until you get it right. You practice until you can't get it wrong. Okay? Practice until you can't get it wrong. Ulit ka lang ng ulit. Okay? So before I end, I just want to share a quote that I share in all of my talks. Pursue something so important that even if you fail, the world is a better place for you having tried. Okay? So before I end, one last thing, marami akong kina-coach na mga founders and tinatanong lagi sa amin bakit ko ginagawa to, and dahil naniniwala ako sa mga Filipino founders, naniniwala ako na any of you and any of Filipino founder can be the next founder to solve the great big problem in the world. And I would like to be able to help and support that. And sa sobrang naniniwala ako na gusto ko mag-picture with you guys. So okay lang ba na mag-picture muna tayo, guys? Selfie muna tayo.
Yes, Coach. Mas better po yun.
Copy.
Kindly turn on your cameras, founders.
Para move na muna ng spotlight.
Okay.
Ayan. Okay. Ma'am, okay lang kayo mag-photo?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay, sige.
Ma'am Arian, can you turn
Okay.
on Mr. James? Okay, let's start. 1, 2, 3. Smile, everyone. For a while. 1, 2, 3, smile. We have yung ng CDO Bytes, branding. Kumbaga branding yung kamay na sa cheeks po, Coach RT.
Ganyan? Okay, sige.
Yeah, sige, everyone smile. 1, 2, 3. All right po. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Coach RT.
Okay, thank you. So, may mga questions ba kayo, guys? Sorry, alam ko medyo late na tagalan tayo ng konti. Pero kung may mga questions kayo, try natin sagutin ng mabilisan. LinkedIn o kaya email or Viber. Or WhatsApp actually. Baka mas maganda WhatsApp. Yan. Any other questions, guys?
Founders, you may ask your question now, yung hindi nyo pa natanong kanina while nagpa-present si Coach RT. And also, this is our last session. So, after this, you will have a pre-pitching. So, very helpful talaga itong last session na to, lalo na you'll be criticized. I may magko-comment and critic about your pitch on April 6th. So, might as well grab this opportunity to ask question para ma-enhance yung pag-pitch po.
Sagutin ko na muna yung kay
Sige.
Yara. So for Neogen, First of all, ang tanong, bakit? Why is the chemist actually the creative and marketing lead? Ahead. Masasagot mo ba ako? Eugen. Wala ata siya. Nandiyan ba siya? Nag-drop off? Hindi, ayun. Yara.
Yara, can you unmute your mic?
Hello, hello coach. Good
Ah.
noon po. So, for example ko, chemist, but in reality, I am a biologist po, and I am tasked with the marketing and that producing the creatives of the startup. So, how will you present that po? Since
Pero bakit ikaw yung na-task for the marketing and creative? Is there a reason why?
ako rin po yung parang may background or more skilled in that aspect po.
Paano ka
And,
nagkaroon ng background?
ever since like high school, I started creating PubMats, mga ganun po.
Yon. So yun ang sabihin mo, 'di ba? So pag gano'n ang usapan, hindi naman pag pinakita mo naman yung team, hindi naman siya important. I mean, it's good if there is parang domain expertise or experience, pero kung wala, ang explain mo kung bakit, 'di ba? So kunyari, ako yung ginawang in charge ganyan because I have experience since high school because I've been working on marketing materials for other companies, ganyan, and so I have the experience and the skill, 'di ba? So yun, ganun yung sagot doon. Kaya ako tinatanong sa iyo para umabot tayo doon sa kung reason kung bakit. Any other questions?
Yes, you.
So,
Is your question?
So,
Ayun, good noon everyone. Yeah, thank you, Ma'am Hannah. Sir, I would just like to ask, since we've been into different competitions na rin, and I must say that there are a lot of different styles of presentations, or even those who have very good product fit solution for that problem, did not really actually win because they don't know how to pitch, and those yung nanalo naman is yung mga hindi talaga din product fit yung solution nila, but still they were able to comprehensively like present
Communicate.
their I would just like to ask if whether the authenticity versus performance, like, are we going to pitch the truth of our startup or the version that we think